I hope you have downloaded our Scholars Learning app. If not, then please download our Scholars Learning app and enjoy the learning experience with us. In the previous video, we did the maximum price ceiling. In this video, we'll be studying about the minimum price ceiling. See, the maximum price ceiling was in the interest of consumer, right? Whereas the minimum price ceiling is in the interest of producer. In this, the producer are not allowed to sell the goods or services below some price fixed by the government. See, let's see with the help of example. So this is the graph. This is the quantity we take. This is the price, demand, supply, and this is your equilibrium where your demand and supply intersect each other. This is the price. Now, if the government thinks that the price which is set up by the equilibrium is very low, that it is not giving the producer the profit, then what it do is it sets the minimum price ceiling. You also call it as price floor. The second name is price floor. So the government decides that the producer will be selling at price OP1. This is the price floor or the minimum price ceiling, not at OP. See, in the maximum price ceiling, we were facing the problem of shortages which resulted into black marketing. Now, here the problem is surpluses, right? The surplus is the problem, that your supply is greater than your demand. Now, what will happen in this case? There will be the illegal selling below price ceiling. See, in the market, the price is actually OP, but the government has fixed to OP1. So demand is not that. Demand is lower than the supply. So what will happen? In order to increase the demand, the supplier will do illegal selling. They will sell at the price somewhere below what is sealed by the government in order to sell their product in the market, in order to avoid the competition of the product in the market, in order to create the demand in the market. So this will lead to illegal selling below the price ceiling, and the problem will be the surplus. Now, the best example we can take here is of minimum wage rate. Here on y-axis we will be taking the wage rate. On the x-axis we will be taking the labors, the quantity we used to take. So here the quantity is labor, here we used to take. So here in rupees it is the wage rate. Now let's see the demand and supply. This is the equilibrium. This is the wage rate that is fixed, and this is the L, the labor that are supplied. Now the government has fixed the minimum wage rate at W1. So this is surplus. So the problem in this is unemployment. See, the companies will hire those laborers. You see, there are some, areas or the places where you get the labor on the daily basis. What you do is you go to that place, you choose the laborers from that particular place, right? Every day you do so. Every day the company do the same. Now, there, if a labor is demanding this much of price that is fixed by the minimum wage rate, okay, what a producer will do, they will not accept that particular labor. Now if the labor is charging somewhere below the wage rate, they will accept the labor and they will hire that particular labor if the particular labor is charging W2 rate. So in this case, what will happen? There will be more of unemployment. The demand for labor comes from the firms who employ labor. The supply of labor comes from the household who supply labor. There is an inverse relationship between the wage rate and the demand for labor, and a direct relationship between the wage rate and the supply of labor. If the minimum wage rate is more, then the supply will be more, and if the wage rate is lower, then the demand will be high. So there's inverse relationship between wage rate and demand for labor. See, you will demand labors more if they are charging you less. So there is an inverse relationship, and there is positive relationship between wage rate. See, if the wage rate is high, more and more labor will be ready to work. So the supply of labor will be more in this case. So there is inverse relationship between the wage rate and the demand of labor, and the positive relationship between the wage rate and supply of labor. This makes demand for labor curve downward sloping and the supply of labor curve upward sloping. This is where we know. Right? Now I have explained you why there is surplus. See, the supply is greater than demand when there is minimum price ceiling, the minimum wage rate. And the problem here caused is the unemployment. Now, if the laborers are not getting the work at the minimum at wage rate W1, which is fixed by the government, what we will do? The worker will evade the law and will be ready to work at the lower wages, right? So this is the problem which is caused by the price floor or minimum price ceiling. I hope you like our video. Please download our Scholars Learning app and enjoy the learning experience with us.